O'Neill Outside is presented by CVA. It's just a better gun.
Hello again, everyone. I'm O'Neill Williams. Welcome to our program. From hunt camp in the fall of 2015, I'm here to ask you to watch O'Neill Outside, a very special program. Last year, my hunting buddy and I, Roddy Sturdivant, we went to Texas. We hunted with guide Danny Pierce. Danny took us to a 35,000 acre ranch, which meant you left early and you stayed late for several days, and we worked really hard. And on the last day, the last minute, the last hunt, with Roddy using his new Bergara rifle, and it is hot stuff, I'm telling you, and this is his rifle, he took a really fine whitetail, and it's today on O'Neill Outside. Welcome. We are in Northwest Texas at the junction of New Mexico and Oklahoma and Texas, up in the Panhandle. The closest town is called Dalhart. We just got here this afternoon. I'm with my friend Roddy Sturdivant. He's got the new Bergara, yes, the Bergara rifle. I'll tell you all about that as we go. We're on the edge of a cornfield, about 300-400 acres of corn and a big dry wash in front of us. I'll stop talking in a minute. About an hour away now, when the sun gets low, we should have some whitetails come out of this big draw and make their way across that pasture up into this corn. That's what we hope. Got it all spaced out here at 200 to 300 yards. Roddy's a good shot. If he's there, we'll take him. You stay right there and watch. Just as we expected, the deer started moving close to sundown. About now, you're asking, Roddy, why don't you take that buck, man? Well, mule deer season doesn't open for another few weeks, and Roddy was only interested in a big whitetail anyway. But we're encouraged. A little action already, and we've only been hunting a few hours.
O'Neill Outside, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, Conus, Real Tree Camo, Loyal Pet Food, and your local Toyota dealer. When you hunt with Danny Pierce, I got to tell you, you hunt all day. Right into the middle of the day, we rode around looking for bedding bucks.
We might go on up there toward that old boxcar. You know, we saw that one doe acting like she was looking for something in there. We go up and look around there.
Okay, all right, let's do that. Pay attention to the does. Oftentimes, they clue you in if there's a buck nearby.
He's moving. He may see us. He's moving. He's looking at us. He's maybe fixed to stand up. He's looking at us. He's sure thinking about getting up.
That's a pretty good deer.
I told you he's pretty good.
Roddy Sturdivant's a friend of mine. You've seen him on the show before, but he's used outfitters. So help out with the person who's watching right here. What do you look for in an outfitter, and how do you check them out before you come out here?
I get good recommendations from some of my hunting buddies. Dick Kirby actually put me on Danny Pierce, and that's where we are today, out here at Dalhart, Texas. I've hunted here 7 or 8 times.
On this ranch?
on this ranch. Still looking for the big one.
There's always a bigger one for Roddy. I'm telling you, he's got some big ones. Don't kid yourself. This is a different landscape, and when you and I hunt East Georgia, this is a whole different story here, isn't it?
It is. You're gonna have longer shots. Need a good rifle, and I think I got one of the best. Bergara.
Yeah, he's got the Bergara rifle and a 300 Win Mag, and it's bad news, isn't it?
It is.
We've shot it. It's bad news, and right on.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is a sweet shooting gun.
Roddy's got tons of experience and years of it hunting all through Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, all the way to Alaska. His opinion is one that you value. So if he uses Danny, that's a good recommendation, isn't it?
That is correct.
You bet. And we'll see you out here on the hunt. This is my Conus F30 scope. It's an 8 by 32 by 56. Now, this is not made for a muzzleloader. This is made to reach way out there. Centerfire rifle, way out there. My Conus tip for you today is that whatever scope you have, if it's a variable power scope, stay at the low number to locate the game. It's much easier to locate at a low number, like 8. But once you reach out there, once he's located, then you can go all the way up to 32 and really bring him in close. And that is your Conus hunting tip of the week. The preservation of wild places and wild things, it's not by accident that it occurs. So I want to introduce to you David Gregory. He's a wildlife biologist with the Department of Natural Resources. And where are we, David?
We're at the Arrowhead Wildlife Management Area located in Floyd County, Georgia.
What goes on here?
Lots of stuff. But we have hunting, fishing, education, and they all experience it firsthand right here behind us.
I understand the duck pond we're looking over right here has special significance. Why don't you explain it?
Well, it is special in that it's really what I call 5-star habitat made by a 5-star program where we've got different depth levels for different ducks out here that we manage year-round for different habitat requirements.
Okay, and this 5-star program reflects the 5 partners?
It does. We have many partners, like I said earlier, and Georgia Power is one of those 5 partners.
Ducks Unlimited's in there too.
Yes, they're the ones that help with this shed right here as well as the wetland habitat.
Okay. And this goes on and on and on, as long as your partners are involved.
This is just one big partnership between our education system, which was a partnership between Floyd County School Systems, Department of Natural Resources. We got wonderful partners in Georgia Power, Trout Unlimited, and numerous other partners that help create what we're experiencing today.
Okay, it's a beautiful place. Who gets to enjoy it?
Everybody can enjoy it, but one of the focal groups that come out here is our school kids. We have about 10,000 kids a year that come out right here, and just get wet, get dirty, and have fun, and learn about the environment.
Do you think they appreciate it once they're here?
Oh, they definitely do. This is the highlight of every kid's field trip experience here in Floyd County, and many of them, as they grow up to become adults, reflect fondly upon their time here.
Okay, well it shows that once you learn about wild places and wild things with the help of the DNR and Georgia Power and other partners, you carry that for a lifetime.
That they do. And then we're already experiencing second generations coming out here and enjoying our environment out here.
The very positive effects of partners like Georgia Power and the Department of Natural Resources for the existence of and maintenance of wild places and wild things that evidently last a lifetime.
That they do.
This portion of O'Neill Outside is presented by Bojangles, Cass Creek, Plot Watcher, Southern Link Wireless, by ExploreGeorgia.org, official site of Georgia Tourism, and Wild Willie's Custom Truck Accessories.
I've hunted with Danny before.
Yeah.
So what does an outfitter like you bring to the deal for somebody like Roddy and me all the way from Georgia out here? What's your background?
Well, of course, I've been hunting this ranch for 15 or 20 years, so I know a lot about it over the long-term period. Plus, this is my 7th or 8th trip up here this fall, scouting and looking, and we antelope hunted up here in October. So just the familiarity with the ground, what the deer are doing this year, where the crop circles are, where the corn is, where the wheat is, just the basic on-the-ground scouting constantly.
You pattern the deer for somebody like us to come out here and hunt.
Yeah. Well, it'd take you a week or 10 days to even find the trails and all. I know when you get here.
Okay. How much ground do you have available for people who will call you and go hunting?
In this area up here, which is as far north and west as you can go in Texas, I've got 100,000 acres this year to hunt.
Now think about that for a minute. The 100,000 acres we're talking about, is this public land or private land?
All private land. I'm the only one on the whole 100,000 acres. I got sole hunting rights. Nobody hunts on here without going through me.
If someone watching right now says, you know, that sounds like a pretty good idea, I better call that guy because O'Neill said it's cool, all right?
Okay.
When do they need to be in touch with you and how?
Well, I'd like to have them booked in or talk to me by the middle of the summer, by June or July anyway. We start filling up. So depending on what hunt, some hunts we've got enough access, especially whitetail hunts, that we can just about hunt anybody anytime. Mm-hmm. Now mule deer is real limited. If they want a big mule deer, they need to be in early as possible because we limit the number of hunts we do there.
Somebody calls you and says, I think I'll go out and spend a day or two with Danny.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you recommend,
No, I don't. Not for a deer hunt. I recommend 4 or 5 days minimum if you can do it at all.
Uh-huh.
You know,
well, you may as well do it right.
Right. Well, you spend a lot of money and time getting here, and you can hit bad weather, you know, too hot, too cold, too windy, this or that. Out of this part of the world, you're going to have some bad days, especially if you're trophy hunting for a really big deer. The more time, the better. And like my saying is, I won't run you off. I want everybody to kill a deer. Mm-hmm. If you can stay, we'll hunt.
Last time, every time I've been with Danny, we've been successful, just as Roddy has. Mm-hmm. And we will be this time too.
Yep, we're going to stay with it.
I got to tell you, this, if you're a whitetail deer hunter, this is not somebody driving you out and putting you in a stand and then coming back at dark.
No, not on ground this size. It takes a lot of scouting. We hunt all day long. Just when we're not hunting, we're looking for sign, for track, for crossings, and you know, as we're driving in, we see the does out in the middle of the day when they shouldn't have been.
Well, we just have.
But
yeah.
It told us something, you know, about what's going on. So that's part of it.
I wouldn't do this by myself or anything in the world, but I would with Danny.
Well, I appreciate that.
Rush Creek. Look them up on the internet and visit next summer.
We'll take anybody.
Arrange it.
Yeah, we'd love to take everybody hunting, everybody that watches.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Rush Creek. Down low on an old dry riverbed in the cottonwoods. That's where they're bedded down. We've seen some walking in and out. Now we just sit still. Again, it was late in the day before the deer started moving. This doe appeared out of nowhere. She hung around right in front of the blind for a long, long time. Right at dark, out followed a nice Texas buck, making a scrape not 40 yards away. Now the camera doesn't have enough light to make a good image, but believe me, Roddy and I can make him out just fine. We think we got a big one. Roddy just pulled the trigger, and we exercise what we learned from a good friend of ours today, and that is patience. Why don't you describe what just happened?
What just happened, we on last afternoon of our hunt, we passed out some pretty good bucks. I think we got the biggest one we've seen so far, and we were pinned in all afternoon by a doe that kept eyeing us, and finally she walked off, and this big buck came in. Mm-hmm. So we took him on the last afternoon of our hunt, and I think it's a great one.
About, I tell you what, it wasn't just the last afternoon, it was the last minute.
Well, you're right.
We had just enough light to get it done, and he's a fine one. And well, now we're going to go out there and take a look at him. Good job.
Thank you, man.
Good job. Oh yeah, absolutely. Roddy and I are working hard on this hunt in Texas. We're going in early and leaving late, dark and dark, which reminds me of a tip from QDMA. Get a good flashlight, because you need the light to walk in the morning, and you need the light to walk out in the afternoon. If you can see enough to get in and get out without a flashlight, then you're going in too late and you're leaving too early. The deer can see you. They, in low light conditions, it's like bright to them. It's like bright yellow. They see everything. If you don't want to spook the deer, get a good flashlight and learn more about whitetail and whitetail deer hunting from QDMA, Quality Deer Management Association, and you'll find out from them things like that instead of me.
There's more O'Neill Outside coming up, but first, let's thank our sponsors. The Whitetail Institute of North America, Revolution Safe Company, AgPro, the Food Saver Game Saver, Year One, and Georgia Power. Now, let's join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg Wild Game and Fish recipe.
All right, let's see if I can get this out for you here. It's Vidalia onion sriracha barbecue sauce. It's kebabs. Have you done this before on the egg? You really should give it a try, because it adds so much. Cooking needs to be fun, and if you use venison, it beats just putting venison on the grill. You know what I mean? So here, just run yourself up a bunch of this stuff. Where's my little loop? And I'll put it on here like this. You can leave it hanging out like that or not. It takes 10 minutes, but what I'll do in 5 is I'll brush on some of this outstanding sauce, sriracha, and I got it all together. I've been practicing. At 5 minutes, some olive oil and the sriracha. Be liberal. More is better. You want to make it good for the whole family, for the neighbors, for yourself. Looks good already, doesn't it? Show them to you in a minute. Vidalia onion sriracha barbecue sauce, venison kebabs on the Big Green Egg. How can you possibly resist? Go to o'neilloutside.com, biggreenegg.com, recipes. Big Green Egg, the ultimate cooking experience. Time for the CVA guest book this week from Captain Chuck Simpson in Tallahassee, Florida. Chuck says he appreciates the commitment to producing a show which highlights topics and destinations within the reach of the average family. Yes, Chuck, that's what we have decided to do. We used to go to Africa, Canada, Alaska, New Zealand. We think this is best for us and probably for you too. If you'd like to win a CVA muzzleloader, a Wolf model, 50 caliber, go to o'neilloutside.com, the CVA guest book. If we use your comment in the show, CVA will send you the muzzleloader, which they can use now in Florida. Just about the time we piled out of the blind, up drove Danny. We've got a blood trail right now. He's just back over there about 50 yards, and we're taking a good close look, so won't you come on along? What are you seeing, pal?
We got some drops here.
On the log?
Come on with log. Look here.
Oh, there he is, yeah. That okay, yeah, okay.
Right here.
Hey, here he is.
You see?
Oh, there he is.
There he is, yeah. Hey,
Good job, Roddy. Good job, man.
that's a good one.
Good job.
How about that? What do you think?
Texas strikes again.
That's right.
Man, oh man. Boy, you put us in the right spot. Thank you.
I'm glad you came
Oh,
out.
this-
Congratulations, Roddy.
What a great
Indian
experience.
came through.
That's right, it paid off. And this is another good one to add to the pile.
That's right.
You did fantastic. You give Texas a try. Rush Creek Outfitters.
Rush Creek Guide Service.
Guide Service. Rush
Guide
Creek.
Service.
R-U-S-H. Rush Creek. And we found out Roscoe was right.
That's right.
Patience pays off. And it did again.
It did again.
Congratulations, Roscoe.
Boys and girls, we have a terrific fall promotion going on. Go to o'neilloutside.com, register for the O'Neill Outside newsletter, or maybe you already have. We have trips and merchandise to give away. The Rockwell Trip for Two to Crocodile Bay Lodge, Big Green Egg Mini Max, a CVA muzzleloader, Game Saver Food Saver vacuum system, a Real Tree Camo outfit, Conus binoculars, $250 Bass Pro Shop shopping spree, a Spot Watcher game camera, and a package of camping gear from Zippo Outdoors. Visit o'neilloutside.com or Travis Johnson's Outdoors, subscribe to the newsletter, and you can enter every single day. And I hope you win. I really do.